a lot. Hey, well, California. Hang on one second here. Okay, we'll see if we can get Larry back on. I think he's there. I don't know what the hey that was, but I got what's going on right now is there's a big there's a shooting. Let's try to add Larry in here. Nope. Okay, we'll wait for Larry to get back in. It's Larry too. Was I'm gonna send him an email real quick. It's gonna be one of those days. There was a shooting at church not far from. Let's see if I can get him to log back in. Hang on one second. It's like that tonight. Thus, we're having issues, and yeah, let's see. All fixed now. Okay, so I'm just all fixed now. We'll have him come back in. Wow. There, like I said, there was a shooting. Streets are blocked off. The helicopters flying, telling people. So, but and I know everybody's online. I can see people on next door. And this is because the internet's going to be really bad because everybody and their brother's on. So you're going to have to bear with us tonight. Over to my internet, and then I have extended internet. Dad shot himself. Oh, is that what happened? Dad shot his 3 kids and then shot himself. Oh my God. I haven't seen the news because I've been in here getting set up. So that's why. So the internet, just bear just bear with us. The internet's just going to go on and off. We're just going to have to deal with it. Okay, 6:32. My name is Charlotte. I'll be your host for the next hour. I'm also the owner of the California Haunts, California. We're 35 strong up and down the state of California, and we have also Nevada and Hawaii. It's kind of cool, right? Anyway, I want to welcome you guys. This is this Monday through Thursday, and we do a special reading thing on Sunday. A book based on ghost stories, true ghost stories, and we read about them. Last week, and we finished off one. So this weekend, this next Sunday, we're going to be starting at Anna Maria Mounted Antiques. So we're going to be starting that book. So it's going to be going in and out today. I'm sorry, I apologize. I mean, I've got Xfinity, and everybody in my neighborhood is on Xfinity. So you're gonna, so we'll just have to deal with it. Uh, anyway, you can see us at you can go to our website at californiahauntsradio.com and check out all our videos. we've been on the air 90 videos, different guests, many different guests. We're also, like I said, a paranormal off again. Okay, we're also a paranormal investigation team, and we also have a website for that at California Haunts. If you're watching from YouTube tonight, terrific. If you see that little guy down in the bottom right hand Sherlock Holmes hat on, do me a favor, click on that if you haven't done that already, because that would make you a subscriber to shows that come up or any special things that come up. Like I'm going to be doing reviews. Okay, so just want to let you know that I'll be starting equipment reviews this week. I'm really reminder about an event we have coming up. We're going to be doing ghost tours. Ghost tours are not like a regular let her ooh and ah at what's in the room or wherever you are. Ghost tours are you get to investigate a haunted location, you get to utilize our equipment, and team. What we do is you come, we break you off into teams just like we normally would. Get to come along. We'll get you a T-shirt at the end, either California Haunts Ghost Academy. Go, dang it! Again, this is going to happen tonight. It's horrible. I'm sorry. Full online tonight. Lot going on in my hoodie. There was a shooting, a mass shooting. So everybody and their brothers online. So just bear with me. Uh, anyways, so they're looking at the Murphy's Hotel, or we're looking at the Ride Hotel in Ride, California, which is right off the Sacramento River. And you're welcome to join us. And like I said, we have a lot of the equipment they use on fancy stuff, and you'll get to play around. You'll get to try it. Okay, you get to see it in action. And really, and I will have that information up at the California Haunts radio site. Okay, all right. Anyways, our guest tonight is one of the most requested guests in my 15 years of doing a show. And I've been doing a show like I would hear, in this format. I did the show on Blog Talk Radio for a long time. What do you mean? Oh, cool. Boo buddy. Funny story about that. In fact, tomorrow, we may not have our guest may not be on tomorrow, and I'm going to be telling stories. Oh, there we go again. Okay, I'm going to be telling stories about different investigations tomorrow, and I got a funny story to tell the hell out of everybody with. But anyway, our guest tonight is Mo, and it's funny because they never asked for him by name. Nope, not when are you going to have the Coca-Cola guy back on? That's what they ask. So it's going to be one of those nights. I am really glad to have Larry on tonight because he knows us. Okay, so we're gonna get an education tonight. Okay, so yeah, as long as you. And then you know what's funny? Before the show, I have a little button. I have one of those cords with a button down at my feet. And just as the intro thing was ending, I went dark. Dark is in my spotlight. Everything went at once. So then I had to scramble. So when I came on and was saying I gotta get my buttons pushed, that's what it was because it's how the night's gonna go. You can tell. But I can tell you, everything is locked down in this neighborhood. Usually, because I'm always working on my house. And Home Depot is the command center for the police department. It was police or sheriff over there. I think it's police. And so everything is locked down. The helicopters flying around. It's going to be a miserable night. Helicopters are flying around telling everybody to stay in their house, and all that's going on, and because I know Maurice is watching the news. I don't know if they caught the guy yet. You know, that is really sad. Anyway, I'm going to bring Larry on here. Everybody's dying to hear Larry. Excuse me. Everybody wants to see Larry. So let's bring Larry in.
What you're saying. Charlotte, can you hear me? We're not connecting.
I can hear you fine. Uh-oh. Problemos. You hear me?
I only hear parts of what you're saying. Somehow and then you're like a freeze frame. And so I miss part of what you're saying.
All right, let me do something real quick here. Don't go anywhere. Let me try something. We're going to try something, and it's just because. Give me a minute. I'm going to try and connect. And we're going to do this. Hang on. Okay, is that better?
So far, it sounds good. Keep going.
Yeah, the internet's really bad tonight.
Yeah, see, you got a freeze frame.
Oh, this is just not. Yeah, the internet's really.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I can see you, but really, it does a freeze frame. You know, you'll be talking, and then you just freeze.
Hang on. Yeah, I see that. It's just freezing up. Okay, let me go get the cord for the phone, and I'll have Larry call me. Or I'll call Larry.
Do what?
Okay, I'd rather be choppy. And then we'll just deal with Hang on, guys, I'm coming.
I'm here.
This can work. We got this. Okay. Okay, Larry. I'm gonna hit this real quick, and we're gonna go ahead and get. This in. Okay, as soon as I get the phone number, we'll just get this going. Larry, if you can hear me, this is going to be bad tonight. Larry, if you can hear me, if you can give me your phone number, I will call you. Email.
All right.
Tell me your phone number.
337-591-1937.
Okay. Can you email it to me?
I can't hear you.
Okay. All right. Let me do this. Let's do it this way. Email your phone number. Just send me an email with your phone. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Just this is miserable tonight. God bless it. Should have known better. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me do this, and we're gonna get this going, guys. Just bear with us. This was a horrible run. Okay. Yeah, Larry, if you could email me your phone number, if you can hear.
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
337 591 1937.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to step
Okay.
away a minute to get that phone. I'll be right back.
That's fine.
Okay? Right
Take your time. Go ahead. Yeah. Anyway, we're trying to set this up. Like I said, just bear with me. There's been a shooting in my area, and yeah, I know it's coming in from my end, and then we're gonna try and do our best tonight. Hopefully, it gets their news off the internet now, and that's what's happening at this point. So just bear with me. Phone number. Hopefully, he checks his email. Send me. Okay. Just bear with. Trust me. Oh my God. Bear with us. Hopefully he gets his email. I'll get my screen here so he can see it. So I'll get him over there. He can email it. Hang on. Wait till he's in front of the computer and I'll.
Hello, I'm back. I have a phone.
See? Okay. Yeah.
I can't see it.
Let me hit this out. Okay. Okay. Hang on. This is insane. Okay. Okay, try that. Of course you can. Okay, see that what it needs to be.
Okay, I can't see.
Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on. Call your number. Okay. 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 It looks like it's stabilizing out now. And you guys. Okay. Okay. See if I can see it. Okay. Hang on. Okay. 5915. Okay, and then got it. Finally. Sorry about that. Let's get the right number.
Unknown caller.
I hear you calling.
Okay.
I'm here.
All right. Okay. Finally.
Okay.
The internet's really bad tonight.
See, this is crazy. I'm talking to you, yet you on the computer, you're still doing the freeze frame.
Yeah. You know what? I'm thinking maybe we should wait till.
Should we try to reschedule?
Yeah, let's go ahead and reschedule. I'm done. That sounds good. Okay.
Let me get away from the computer. Okay, now what did you say, Charlotte?
Think.
We can reschedule
Okay,
any night but tomorrow.
let's do that. Good. All
What- what-
right. Okay, let's do that. Okay.
Yeah. Send me a note on that, and we'll reschedule. I want to do it. I know it was fun the last.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You too, brother. Take care.
Okay. Anyway, if you guys, I'm still going to keep going here, but unfortunately, we've got too many. Thing is that like everybody in this neighborhood, an area has Xfinity, so watch it level out. What I was going to say, since I'm on the air, we might as well just go, and we'll get him back on. What I was going to say is that Jennifer and your boo buddy, Jennifer and your boo buddy, I have an R2D2 that electronic. See me, I have an extender to make the internet stronger. Even anyway, I'm dark. Anyway, when you talk about your boo buddy, I have an R2D2 that's electronic. That somebody bought, has a motion detector on it, and so one of the things I did was I wanted to see how it would do on. I set it up on an investigation. Didn't tell anybody. I had it sitting in a dark hallway, and so okay, it was really really dark, and scream because what it would do is it would sit there real quiet in the dark, and then all of a sudden all the R2D2 like chase people down the hallway because once it detects somebody, it follows them. It has a follow mechanism. The gal was new. Okay, I say was because it followed her. It was the end of her investigating. She was done. She just packed up and left. It scared the heck out of her. It didn't do anything that goes off. That scream he has. That scream R2D2 has. So it scream like a and then he has like a flashlight thing that comes on. So it flashed her. And so she, you know, so that's the last time I used it. I know you guys, the ones that are them because they know I use nutty things on cases. But she just totally. It's too bad this didn't work tonight because he's really a good guest. But like I said, I'll talk ghosts. And I may be talking ghosts tomorrow too because my guest tomorrow, so I don't know if he's going to make it either. Ah, bummer, huh? Okay. But anyway, you got me on a good day. My tooth isn't bothering me. Off we go, right? If anybody out there, you can ask them because I'm like full of ghostly information. When you mentioned the Boo Bear, it made me laugh because I scared the heck out of somebody. I'd still oh wait, I'd still like to use R2. When that does that, I'm just going to stop talking. It's just it's making me use R2D2 as a motion detector because he's really good, but he scares people. Um, I'd say about 2 feet tall, if that. It's an exact replica of R2D2. I have a Yoda, but he doesn't do that. He just Yoda. Yoda likes to swing his lightsaber all over the place. It's funny because he goes after the dogs. He'll chase my dogs down the hallway, swinging his lightsaber. That's Yoda. Star Wars fans from the last movie they did, the last sequel, Dio things. It doesn't do a lot. It doesn't shatter like Dio, but it's really fast. The wheels, it just pops all over and the head moves and all this. I have a friend that like really like the stuff, like the Legos, and all that. But there is stuff I use unique stuff. That's the thing. When you go with me, you see weird stuff like our fabled bug jars. Yes. Or my branch teams because they know about them. They made them years and years ago called Firefly in a jar or a butterfly it's a butterfly in the jar, but the thing is it doesn't light up. So for investigations, you can't use them because you're in the dark, right? Like a real firefly, and they're on a wire, and it's like an EMF meter, EMF thing. Will set this thing off. Okay, so if somebody lights up and dances around inside the jar, okay, so you'd think that you couldn't use it on really good evidence. In fact, not only have we gotten evidence with this thing, the ghost will comment on fly. We did a residential investigation a few years ago here in Sacramento where the ghost actually said, or that is really cool. You know what I mean? They will comment on it because it's just really funny. Because one time I was over showing my equipment at my brother's house, and he used to live in South Sac, well, North Sac rather. And I left it in, and so I get a call around 9 o'clock the next day. That firefly thing keeps coming on. It's flying around. What do I do? It's tremendously funny, because his voice was kind of shaky when he called me because it scared him. I just got on the phone and I said, "Well, say hello." And he says, "That's not really funny. Probably your grandmother or somebody in that house. That house is so old." But yeah, I mean the thing worked. I happened to find a couple years ago at Walgreens. They actually had them. When they actually had some at Walgreens. But the ones, but they're called Firefly in a jar. But they work. I use bizarre stuff during investigations, and I've read all the like old timey books about what people do in investigations. Like I'll put a balloon. I'll put an inflated balloon in a room, or one of the other tricks is or some kind of string, and and you um and you tape it to the top of and then put a camera on it to monitor to see if there's any kind of breeze coming through from a window. It's just basic old stuff like that. One of my favorite one I learned from John Zaffis watching water thing. Where you put three glasses of water on a table, especially if you're at a like the temperature when you do it. Put a little X there. See if it gets moved. Then you come back. It's going to cool off during the night. But what we're looking for is we're not looking for like 2 or 3 degrees, like something touched it and cooled it down. Stuff like. See, every time that happens, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop talking. So the stuff you can use on investigations to get their attention. I used to build wooden toys. And when you think about wooden toys, right? So I take these wooden toys that my dad had and I put them on the floor, or candy. Put candies on the floor. I've got EVP of children giggling in hotels for stuff like that. So well, trigger items, right? Trigger items. You got to think about different things. I'm a good one for taking a bottle of vodka with me that's filled with shot glasses, that kind of thing. But I do like to think outside the box with some of this stuff, just like with the my Firefly. I like to think outside of the box. And investigation at the Murphy's Hotel, where we were all in the ballroom at the Murphy's in the Mark Twain Ballroom, and we were doing this. I got every motion detector that I had, and I surrounded the table with them because I wanted to see if we could coming in and out from the table, and we did. We were able to watch the lights go. Okay, we were able to watch the lights go on and off as the entities with the medium we had. So it's stuff like that. If I had a guy that was building me signs and stuff, man, because I like that stuff. I like experimenting with stuff. Boil down on the floor in a haunted room to see if I could see if well, a floor it has to like flooring. I'm going to put aluminum foil down on the floor because you can't. Obviously, in an old hotel, you're not because you don't want to put flour on some floor from the 1800s or something they updated. Um, so which does work, you know. So it's stuff like that. You might walk into a room, but that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it creative when you can do stuff like that. You know, when you're out in the field. We did the one of the first commercial investigations we did was the Moss Beach Distillery, one that the GH guys had so much trouble with. All they had the fake stuff on, and I ended up getting kind of into arguments with people on forums, and I even emailed the people at GH Research because even back then they had all that information on there. That when we went in, when we went in before we even began, we told them what we wanted turned off before we even started. So we had no. So I thought what happened with that, I hate to say it, show was sloppy work. Well, it could have been on them too because they should have been looking for it too and said something. Because I mean, there's no way you're going to do a walkthrough to see where to put your cameras. I mean, listen. I mean, the bathroom was so obvious. You walk in, you look in the mirror. It's like one of those. It's like that magic mirror. It turns into something. So you can see it, right? So it's insane. The way they went off on that, just insane. See, but that's another place where they have tricks. The bed will. The bed is. You go in as a regular tourist to the Queen Mary haunted tour, to the ghost tour. It's designed so that first they'll open the door and they'll say something along the line. Remember, say something along the line of, "This is the room where they say the bed makes and unmakes itself." They're standing in the doorway telling you this, and the bed's made. Then they shut the door. The other thing they do on that thing is um, I must have been in my 20s when I went. So, but Another thing that they were the doorknobs on the Queen Mary turned by themselves as you went through. It was things they're going to have be rigged because it's not aimed for ghost hunters; it's aimed for the general public. So you have okay, so you have to be aware of that stuff. It's fun. You know what? I keep disappearing into that area that when Mario falls off the cliff and you hear that wah wait and down he's gone. That's where I keep going. I think the Mario's now, but you have to be aware of that stuff, especially as a ghost hunter have been that have the reputation for being haunted, and they're doing public tours and all that's going on. You have to be completely aware of that. Um, because places do that stuff. Now, like I said, the only two I've encountered are in the Queen Mary. There hasn't been a problem with these other places we've gone. I got dogs crashing the wall. I've got neighbors pounding on the sides. There's all kinds of weird noises. I'm disappearing off the internet. But we could talk about the ghost. Really, you guys watch TV. You see the stuff going on TV. How there goes hunts. You got all those shows and stuff doing ghost hunts, but reality of what happens in a real ghost hunt or what a team does, and that's my goal with what a team does. And so you're going to get to fill out the paperwork. You're going to get to use the hands-on equipment that we have, along with our investigators. And then a website on our website with credit, for getting that evidence. But you're going to learn how to get like they do it on TV. Not at all. There's really stiff protocols to learn that. Plus, it's fun. I mean, it's not all anal stuff. It's fun. Jerry says, "Yep." But I mean, there's just certain protocols because if you don't have the protocols in place, there's a lot of cases where somebody's stomach will growl on your recorder and it sounds like a voice, and then you're all excited to do. During the investigation, you have to admit that your stomach's growling. Otherwise, whoever's may not be a trained sound person listening, and they may take that to be a. Now me, I've been my team's been ghost hunting forever, and I do what sounds are what. I can tell you. Yeah, I can tell you. I can even tell you for I've been because it can. I watch what's going on. It can repeat, sound like a voice. There's stuff like that, to look out for when your client decides that, sometimes they'll have a kid and they'll be downstairs in an investigation and they're watching TV. The voices that are on TV from the possible EVPs you might be getting upstairs. Like TV again, it goes back to the TV shows. You don't always investigate in the best of conditions. They're not going to shut their moneymaker, even though the rooms is the saloon and restaurant. So that is in the morning. Sometimes it's even doing these places. So you learn to work around it. Learn how to work around the noise with the EVPs. that sounds like some guy downstairs because it's really faint, or maybe it's too loud to be this or downstairs. So you do learn to work around it. I've been doing this long enough to know what to go to somebody down in a bar drinking and whispering to their friend, you know, the stuff. One of the most interesting places that I did Eden Walls, the Holbrook Hotel. There, we had a conference there. Well, we did two conferences there. The second conference we did into their big dining room, and it was around maybe 3, 4 in the morning. Yeah, Union Hotel. Okay. You figure out where you can go where you're not going to get a lot of interference. You're right, Jennifer. Yes. There's like about 4 of us downstairs. Do an AVP session until like 3, 4 missions. Start to listen back on it. And we picked up people snoring up on the second floor. We also picked up a couple making whoopee through the walls. I mean, you could pick up anything in these older hotels because those walls are thin. So you have, again, I mean, I've done hotels where they've been empty for the season, where it's really cool to go in and do them. But the majority of the time, it's always crowded because you're always going on a Friday. So I mean, you don't get to go. You don't get, or you get a nice thing with the Murphy's Hotel where they'll say, okay, you can come during the week. Usually it's a weeknight. Very rare. But it's stuff like that to work around as an investigator because it's not always going to be, perfect conditions for you to go and get irritated because there is stuff going on and they can't focus on what. I said hi to Mario on that last drop. Oh, Sylvia Schultz, yeah. But it's just stuff you have to it's stuff you have to live with. I mean, you could just buy, you could just buy the whole wing of the bloody hotel for the night, but we can't. The groups can't do that. A lot of you have to work around the situation. Or sometimes families don't go out and you're working around them in play buildings where people will invite their friends, you know. And usually it's a 40-minute drive to get there. I'm not going to say I'm not going to waste my gas. So usually I just do the investigation. We end up doing it like a TV show, and and come back out and tell each investigator that had an experience would tell the people to get around that. Sylvia Schultz. I I've got a guest coming on toward of March who wrote a book that scared the living bejesus out of me. Oh, what'd you say? Oh yeah, Holbrook Hotel. Okay, yeah. Okay. Did this UFO abduction, and that from then on, it's the same way. It scared the living hell out of me. And he's going to be coming on, and I happen to think of him the other. So you guys are going to have to be around for that one. The Holbrook Hotel. We have done it about 8 times. Every time we go, we get really good stuff. I got grabbed actually doing a live blog talk show one night. And Nancy Matz, the psychic was the team was there. We were doing it. She was saying how you're going to see a great fog and all this, and sure enough, got the dark mist photos, got everything that she predicted would happen happened. Which I was after we got off the air. It's like it's real late at night. You're tired. So there was this pole there, the speakeasy down below, and I decided to. Okay, so I just thought it was funny with the team because I was tired. We were all tired. Okay, and Trish took photos of it. Naturally, the photos showed up on Meetup, but I went to shut my computer down. Looked down at my arm. Looked down at my right hand, and it grabbed me. Something had grabbed my wrist like this. Something in the building wanted me to make it stop. you Stop. Don't be doing pole dances. But I actually have the photo on the website of where this, and it's all because I decided to do a pole dance. So things happen with me during investigation. I have to work serious all the time. I mean, you have to be serious with clients. You have to do a serious investigation. Yeah, it can get real stressful, especially if you're not getting anything on, right? You just got to keep trucking. So sometimes funny things happen. Just like batteries, put them in my. I had one of those little PX box things with the little voice came out. Paranormal puck, and had to change the batteries, and got the batteries changed and everything. Didn't know what to do with the used batteries because I didn't want to throw them in the garbage so I put the batteries in my pocket. And I've always got my recorder going no matter what. We get done with the room, we start walking out, and I hear that, and I said, "What? Did you hear that? What did it say?" And then, as it turned out, in their main dining room, it said, "Throw away batteries." So something, stuff like that. The Holbrook kind of got my goat because of a TV show. Like I said, we've done the Holbrook multiple times, and they've got 2 children ghosts that run around the building. You got the cowboy in the bar, naturally, that are in the hotel. Things like that. It's a very forceful entity, easy. But other than that, we've never run into anything. And there's a particular opera singer from that era that not only goes to that hotel, but she goes to other hotels as well. And we never really had any issues. I mean, I've seen the apparition of the woman because down down there is the main bathroom for the hotel, for the public bathroom area, and we happened to be down the speakeasy, and we saw her go in there, followed her in there. But again, there's never, I mean, negative, you know what I mean, negative, negative, negative. Certain TV show here, I'm watching it, and everything was fine up to the point where a certain person, crazy people climbing the walls like spiders. Don't think so. The show? But Murphy's Hotel is one of my favorite places to go if I'm gonna do hotel work. Ride I've chosen the Ride Hotel or the, Murphy's Hotel for the, ghost tour. We always get something. But there's watch the TV shows are fun, right? They're fun. And I'm not gonna say which I've got a good friend that's on one of them. Very, very skilled ghost hunter. At our last conference at the Holbrook. But there we go. But, there are a lot of the stuff that goes on in the and I remember when GH first came out, and the first thing I thought was what we do. People are not going to let us into buildings anymore after watching that show. They're doing their stuff in VC, and they were really at the point where they were jumping out windows and stuff when they got scared. They're able to have a decent, have a decent investigation again because so they've tightened up a lot with how they do things, but still, you know, um, we're getting back to like bizarre equipment. I mean, well, I'm game. Do I believe in the phone apps? I don't. One on my tablet that I use, but I don't because I think like the EMF meters they have built, that you can use to because a cell phone gives off EMF anyway. So why would you put an EMF? Doesn't make any sense. You know, you will area. You will not see me use the SB7 or the SB11 or a shack hack. Why? Because those pick up on radio frequencies. And if you're in a populated area, say, or San Francisco, or the Bay Area for that matter, because you're there, or LA, I mean, come on. How many radio stations are there going at once that picking up when you ask a question with all those radio stations on, all the DJ on? What are the chances that when you ask a question, particular words or answers are going to come up right to answer your question? You Now you'll see me out like maybe maybe how far out I am, especially if it's late, like 2, 3 in the morning. When I know that they're not going to be as active, use it very often. Not very often at all. I just think it's just too random. It's like we talked about yesterday when I was reading my book about the thing about the science study about the monkeys. You put the like 10, 15 monkeys and leave them there for a week. They will manage to type out every form of literature there is. And I'm talking about Moby Dick, things like that, classics. But that's one of the theories. Right. Yeah. Let's see. I'm looking at this. I'm not saying. I understand. I have them too. I have them too. I have an SB. I have an SB11 and a Shack Hack. But I'm just saying about stuff when you're using them. I'm not saying they're useless because they just have to be smart about the location you're using them in. That's all. About it. Where am I? I'm in San Francisco. Oh my God, I'm going to pick up these radio frequencies. Yeah, see, it's not like don't use them because they do. Preston. Oh my gosh, I've used the Shack Hack at Preston and gotten Preston School. So it's not like they don't work because they do work. In fact, I used one in a residential. I was able to sort stuff out because I had to ask questions that you know. So you just got to be careful. I'm trying to read this thing on because it's only me. Yeah, they are. So Holbrook, actually, Holbrook has a newer section off the hotel parking lot. There's a newer section you can stay at. And then sometimes, so I don't know if the new owners are into ghosts or not because you never know. So it's kind of tough to do that. You have to go in with the feelers. But we picked up children running across the field. Children came in the room when we were in there. So Holbrook's fun. That the mother of the children's there too, looking for them. What I found, what I discovered through questioning was that she is on a different plane than the children are. That's why they can't find each other. So they're looking for each other. Because I think it's because of it. I don't know if it's at the same time. I don't know how that works. Next time we have a effect, what we can do is okay. I didn't know you guys can't hear me. Yeah. Let's do something here. We got all kinds of stuff going on. But the two children, all the study Bloody Dog. All the study we've had at the Holbrook Hotel is the two children our mother is, and that's why she's searching for them. She didn't believe when we talked. When Crystal comes on Wednesday, are they on two different planes? Is that possible? Are there different spirits? You can't hang out together on the same plane. I don't know until today, but that might be something to ask Crystal Pomeroy. But yeah, the two children are searching for the mother, and the mother, like, there's reports at that hotel where this waitresses will be carrying across the floor, and the food or water gets knocked out of their hands because the kids think it's funny. There's also reports of in that one room, not the main dining room, but the one banquet room that they have, that the kids are playing hide and seek between. You know, So it's an interesting place. But there's not, as far as we know, as far as our investigations go, and we don't always go in with the same sensitives in those places. So I've had like 4 different sensitives go in, and, like the certain person was talking about. So that's kind of get the fanatical ghost hunters that want to go see the rumors, and you get that you get that kind of as it just messes it up for everybody else. It's really cool. I would like to get in there because they've done all this remodeling, and I'm curious to see has gone up or what happened during the remodel. If things were going on during the remodel. We were there just before the remodel, and we were there, I think, just a little bit after the remodel. And the energy was now, just how active it is there. So, I'm curious. That's why I'm really leaning for this ghost tour to do it. But we'll see. But I am going to post that on Meetup on the radio website tonight because I want to get people signed up because once it does go up fast for people to get their stuff into to sign up for it. Because bear in mind, like I said, this is not going to be a tour thing where it's a blah 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 blah. We're going to be filling out our paperwork. You're going to be using our equipment. And the other thing too is that when I do these tours, I keep an eye out because we've always. So if I like the way you're doing stuff and I like you want to become a member of the team, that is my stomach. See, I'll tell you flat out. That's my ask if you want to become a member of the team. That's how I recruit too. As a manager, when I was working for newspapers and stuff, I was always in a manager, and my whole hiring gig was that I could look at your resume all day. You could put me, but that's not going to tell me nothing. When I see what you can do, so just like with this, I have an application that on the California Haunts website to become a team member on my team. But the only way I'm going to be able to tell what you can do, that's the only way I can tell. So these ghost hunts that these ghosts. So who knows? You might be chosen. You don't know. But we've been quiet in the last couple. Through COVID, tweet a couple, but we've been quiet otherwise. So it's time to start getting out there again. We just got an influx of some new equipment, logging and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to it. Jennifer Martin and all the others that watch that watch and listen to the show. Really excited. And then there's nights like tonight. Where we just the internet was just still going wrong with the internet. I could still see myself blinking and flashing and all this is going on. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. I'm hoping the guest, the for tonight comes on tomorrow. I don't know yet. Because he's going to be a real interesting guy. See, if not, you got me. and I'm already preparing what I'm going to talk about. Right. Maybe I'll get some files up that you guys can hear, and some stuff that you guys can see. It's always interesting to do the show and talk about ghost hunting. No, I'm a mask wearer. It's it's all good. I'm fully vaccinated. You don't have to be vaccinated. You worry, as long as you respect others on this gig. So don't worry about it. There's a lot to do. I mean, right now the way the mask mandates are now, there are no mask mandates, and it doesn't really matter. My husband just asked. You know what? I will send you an email on that because I can't do it off the top of my head. There's like 2 or 3. As we get off here, I'll look it up. I'll look up my files and tell you. Which room, which I know is really expensive, or what used to be the bridal suite. That's real active. But I'll have to look on. You can check our website too, because I think there's a. I think I haven't been on there in a while. Yahoo decided that they're not going to have websites anymore, and so our website's really huge. And so I'm still in the pro what's there, what's not anymore. And I've got like 2 people helping me change it over. And there's a couple of the smaller rooms that are active as well. Especially the one where we got the whole, But if you guys, if you want to learn with what I call a real ghost hunt team, these ghost tours are the way to go. Because you got to figure, when we do a conference, we've got a lot of people there, so you're gonna do a ghost hunt, but it's not going to be because you're going to be showing, you're going to take people out in the haunted rooms and all that. It's totally. Or if you're on a walking tour or something, you're not going to be buckling down and setting up cameras and doing all that. But you go cameras and everything. You learn to use old equipment on the spot. But I don't want to cut anybody's going on. It gives me ideas of places to ghost hunt. Just like someone suggested we should do a meetup at this factory with the firehouse. I'm sorry, in old Sacramento. Oh my gosh, that's haunted. Just get that room and everybody get together and maybe what there is to see, right? And just do an impromptu ghost hunt. I know we did a lunch at the and I actually got, and this was during the day with people walking around. I actually got an EVP. Down walkway area, the Delta King. So you never know. Especially like I said, crowded places. You learn to know what's an EVP and what's not. So and on one of these ghost tours and it's crowded and there's karaoke going on. Don't worry about it. Just get your audio, and I will if there's anything there to get, I will find it. Very good at it. But they're doing ghost hunts and whatnot that you don't see on TV. And there's actually that other people use. I don't know what show was it when they did the Star of It, really cool stuff where they were I can't remember who it was, whether it was whether it was GA or the stuff out of metal to make us, as a conductor for the go fascinated me. I wish I would have looked it up on the internet right away and marked. And even if I did, my computer probably committed suicide. I don't have the kind of stuff to do this. So who might get to see R2D2 in action? But I won't tell you. It's all you're being, you know. This has been an interesting night. From Europe. And I'm watching that all the time. And I've discovered I like Sky News. I'm going to endorse. But besides that, then just before I come on this shooting thing, and the dogs are barking and yada 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 yada. The usual suspect. I can tell you, if you guys come on, if any of you want to do this ghost tour, it's well worth it. Because it's an education. It's fun. It's an education. Really get lucky that night, And also, if you look at ghost hunts too, the other thing that's interesting about that, too, investigators on a team, is that certain investigators can get certain evidence. Who's really good at getting EVPs because maybe it's their energy level. I had someone on my team for a while that every time we went, this woman would pick up really good photos of that team, just have a certain energy, and they're able to get these photos and this evidence. I haven't, Oh yeah, just a word of warning too. If I'm in an old hotel, I sing EVPs. I'll sing like the old stuff, Buffalo Gals, those kind of songs. Or I'll put a table out and play poker. Get me out there. We did the Murphy's Hotel one time and had cameras set up in this one room where they reported they saw our game up on the bed. And it was funny because it was myself and Karen Clark on our team. And we put a hand out for the ghost. And when the ghost won, the lights blinked in the room. And no, we just didn't do that once. We did it 2 or 3 times. Every time the ghost won a hand, the light would blink. So you're going to see that kind of stuff with us. It's fun. It's fun to try stuff. I talked on a show the other night about filming for the California Haunts TV show. We were with another team out in Roseville at this house. And the was on her bedroom wall. And the dimmer kept turning on and off. That was me. I was standing in front of it. So I was filming. I have it all on film. And I thought it was me because maybe I was leaning on stuff. But it wasn't. I made sure I was like 3 feet away. But it was interesting because the ghost we were talking. And fortunately, the psychic that evening that was with us was Spanish, questions in Spanish, and we were able to get the ghost to answer the questions via the light above us. Light. So like yeses were 1 blink and no were 2 blink. And it did. And we were in there for like 20 minutes with that. I have footage of the same psychic. We were at the St. George, the hotel on McCollum Hill escapes my night. There's a hotel on McCollum Hill that's famously haunted. a rocking chair in this room, and I had the camera on her. It was blurry. When she would rock back, she was clear. And so I did something. I said, "What do you mean?" She says, "It's right in front of me. I don't want to let it inside of me. I'm in it, and then I'm out of it. I'm in it, I'm out of it." And I got this footage, like, it was about 30 minutes worth of footage where I was cheating on her, and he was down cheating on this pregnant woman, and he was down the hall. Forward, and every time she'd come back, she'd have information. Forward and back. The camera off to the right, move the camera off to the left, just show that it wasn't a camera malfunction. So I've learned a lot over the years, just like going back to that seance we did at Murphy's, getting enveloped in something. I've got the camera, and right at the moment he goes blurry, he says, "I don't feel good." The medium says, "He's inside of you." Who's inside of me? "Oh, sir, you don't have permission to be inside of me or do this." And the second he says, who knows? Experience to the rocking chair experience. And these two experiences happened like the two experiences happened like 6 or 7 years apart. And then Jose in this, he got all blurry. So it's interesting stuff like that. What is it? Leger, Hotel Leger. I knew I'd remember. I was out. Ooh, that was a weird shadow. I think I have a visitor. I was out in the hallway, and I had the camera. I was on a break, so I had the camera was on. The camera was on, but it was like pointless. And I looked through the camera lens, and all of a sudden, there's a blur at the end of the hallway. I thought, well, maybe I'm not holding it right, so I steadied the camera, make its way up the hallway towards me, and I didn't have it. I wasn't recording. Watch this thing make its way up the hallway, and as it went past me on the other end of the hall, down into the other side of the hallway, the other end, the other hallway. You want to say anything to anybody? So when the team hit and the psychic looked at me and said, that was her, she was really mad because we were in the she was mad because we were in the room. But I actually saw this blur come towards me. And that same night, after the investigation, we were a photographer like I am, so she likes to go take pictures, unique pictures of these haunted hotels. So she set the tripod down to take a photo down the hall. So I turned around, and there's nothing there. I got the distinct impression that there was a face about 2 inches. So all I did was I said, "Hey, I have no beef with you." The footsteps continued around me. The tripod gets lifted 3 feet off, and it got thrown like 10 feet down the hallway with the camera on it. And my friend, of course, she He has a very, he called it an SOB. You SOB for throwing my camera. But it happened to us there. So things like that will happen. You just never know when they're going to have. I'm usually taking photos. All right, guys. I think stupid video because anything that could go wrong did. It's still going wrong. But I'm hoping our guest, Jim, that we get Jim Goodall on here or somebody else. I'm feverishly trying to, the possibility of tomorrow's guest. Tomorrow's guest. The issue with tomorrow's, he's kind of, he's really sick. So I didn't find out until Saturday night that he couldn't be on. So I'm to be on tonight, of course, couldn't because of his personal stuff. So I'm hoping that would end that, but I'm still trying to book somebody for tomorrow. So we'll see. Maybe a surprise guest. Or you're gonna, and I'm already preparing something for tomorrow for you guys. But I will definitely be here tomorrow, one way or another. I see black shadows going behind me. Huh. I'll have to see if there's any updates on that thing. For people watching on YouTube, if you like the show, share it with 5 people. More than likely, you hated the show. That's why we are equal opportunity here. And do subscribe. The shows are real quality shows. But also that little ticker tape thingy down there. That's running all kinds of new equipment in, and I got to get all kinds of new tripods to run the new equipment. So we're looking for donations to. Okay. We're looking for donations to get tripods and stuff because now we're at that point where we're going to start going out and the capability to run 14 DVR cameras in a building. So I'm excited, but I have pods and I need to get another monitor to run them because I already have one monitor that'll run 9 cameras. So that would be cool. Going to check out the website. Yes. And I'm going to warn you, Jennifer, some of the EVP files may not be there anymore because, Yahoo shut. And then again, we were also running with, what was it? Microsoft dumped that, or whoever had that dumped that. So all those files have to all be changed over. But like I said, we're trying to rebuild the equipment, because we did get it. Some of it hasn't even been used yet. It's all brand new in the box. So if you guys could find paypal.me at California Haunts, or go to Venmo and drop it in at California Haunts. So you gotta do is type in, going, and stuff. And I do have to buy parts for that. Like I say, we're nonprofit. It's out of my pocket. Oh, so anything you can do to help would be great. But anyway, I want to shut up now, and I will see you guys. Let me get over where I need to be. Hello. I think no, I lost that stuff. There we go. That's gonna be like that. Whole night's been like that. But I want to, and yeah, at least we got the show going and put a show on. I will see you tomorrow when we're. Okay, there we go. What's going on here?